I am Socrates. Once I was a philosopher who questioned people on the streets of Athens and admonished those who neglected the training of their souls. As times have changed, with iron ships crossing the seas and voices reaching us at the speed of light, I hear that people now entrust their souls to dating apps without reflecting on them. This question is urgent. Can the soul be saved through dating apps? Let me give you the answer up front. Dating apps in themselves are neither good nor bad. However, depending on what you seek and how you engage with them, your soul can be saved or conversely deteriorated. I always say, the unexamined life is not worth living. The same applies to love. A love that is not examined is not love but a transaction that descends into mere indulgence in pleasure. However, I do not intend to criticize the phenomenon of dating apps in this era one-sidedly. Because every encounter is a question, and questions refine human beings. But whether you can respond to that question, that is the issue. If you are now trembling in loneliness, confront that loneliness. Why was it born? Why do you want to connect with someone? Why do you want to be loved? If you lack consideration for your soul in answering these questions, you will be caught up in the market logic of choosers and chosen within the app, and you will end up consuming yourself entirely. In this video, through the modern battlefield of love that is dating apps, I will provide perspectives to help you not lose, but rather nurture and save your soul. I do not speak to give you knowledge. I seek a dialogue with the soul. That is my method and the method of philosophy. What are you seeking when you open a dating app? Keep this question in your heart and listen to my voice until the end. It will be the first step in saving your soul. Do you know, people tend to flee from questions, from thinking, and strive to live days unexamined. Choosing the easy path seems relaxing, but is actually a road to suffering. In a world where a simple swipe offers meetings, dating apps have become tools that stimulate loneliness and a desire for validation, providing instant pleasure and excitement. A swipe brings up the next face, the next voice, the next interest. It's convenient, yet it questions your soul. Selecting and being selected by someone through mere seconds of photos and profiles leads people to unknowingly measure others with numbers and assess themselves by the number of likes. This is the numbness of the soul. The unfulfilled anxiety births questions like, why am I not chosen? But then quickly dismisses them, repeating the swipes to escape and forget these questions. But ask yourself, why do you open a dating app? Is it simply to gain validation or to fill a void of loneliness? No. Deep down, there is a genuine desire to love and be loved. What is love, romance, the soul? Without posing these questions, true love cannot be attained. I promise you. Through this dialogue, I will offer you a perspective that transforms your encounters on dating apps into nourishment for the soul. It's okay to feel lonely. It's okay to feel restless. By facing that restlessness, questioning it, and not running away, you can protect and nurture your soul in this world of mere selection and being selected. In today's dating market, dating apps aren't inherently evil. They're just tools. The issue lies in the state of the user's soul. Can you turn your loneliness into questions? Can you continue to question without fear, without ceasing to think and to scrutinize? If you can, you'll lead a life worthy of love, no matter the era or means. Listen to this video until the end. You are being chosen now. Whether you have the resolve to answer the question, that question itself will strengthen you. In today's world, people fear loneliness. Clutching their smartphones before sleeping alone at night, they try to connect with someone beyond the screen. Dating apps are tools for this purpose. They present countless faces, voices, and words. But have you noticed the chaos lurking behind them? Modern society is free, yet unstable. Even the nature of relationships is subject to market forces, granting the freedom to choose while breeding anxiety about being chosen. We feel relief with every incoming like, yet doubt our self-worth when none arrive. What floats there is a thin form of validation and deep unrest. People seek encounters. However, those encounters slowly transform into acts of validation. Am I still valuable? Am I someone others desire? Are you truly seeking love? Or are you just looking for a substitute to distract yourself from loneliness? In the battlefield of dating apps, many are fighting, polishing photos, refining profiles, crafting witty messages. Behind it all lies a swirl of anxiety, loneliness, and doubt. Do not forget that you are standing on a battlefield. This battlefield mirrors the human soul. Obsessed with how others see us, we lose sight of what we truly want. Is what you desire merely approval from others? Or is it the ability to approve of others? I can only say one thing: scrutinize and keep questioning. Only those who continue to question within this chaos can protect their souls and find love. Encounters without knowing what you seek are mere consumption. Even if the loneliness of the moment is alleviated, your soul remains empty. Loneliness is not something to be feared. It is the ground upon which questions are raised. Loneliness asks, "What do you seek?" When you confront that question, a dating app becomes more than a time filler. It becomes a mirror reflecting yourself. In this chaos, what will you choose? What will you let go of, and what will you hold on to? Do not cease questioning. That is the only way to stand firm without losing your soul on the battlefield of modern life. When you pick up your smartphone and open a dating app, that action is anything but unique to the present era. To be precise, the underlying questions have stirred the human soul since ancient times. I am Socrates. I once stood on the corners of Athens, posing questions to everyone, be they rulers, merchants, or poets, challenging what they believed they knew and guiding them toward an understanding of their own ignorance. Why? Because without self-knowledge, no choice can truly be made. The same goes for love. Without knowing what it means to love or to live well, seeking encounters is merely a consumption of desire. When you choose someone on a dating app, are you truly choosing? Or are you being driven by the anxiety and loneliness lurking within you, making selections without asking any questions? I preached care for the soul, valuing its excellence over the pursuit of wealth or status. Are you using dating apps with the goal of finding a connection without considering whether it leads to love or merely a quest for validation? If you're swiping merely to gain approval, then yours is an unexamined life and an unexamined love. I say the unexamined life is not worth living. Similarly, unexamined love is not truly love. In my time, the streets of Athens were filled with debate and chaos. Yet it was within that chaos that people looked into their souls, asked questions, and honed themselves through dialogue. The modern day is no different. Even in the marketplace of dating apps, one must never cease questioning. What am I seeking? Do I truly understand love? Am I capable of genuinely loving someone? These questions remain even as your fingers glide over the screen. Keep questioning. This is the teaching of Socrates and the only path to protect love and the soul. You, using a dating app, are a soldier standing on the battlefield of modern times. Yet your weapon is the smartphone. Your arrows are likes, and the battleground, while not stained with blood, is a market that wears away at the soul. I once stood in the agora of Athens asking, what does it mean to live well? What is virtue? What is love? While one can live without posing questions, a life without inquiry is shallow, easily consumed by desire. This is not a tale from 20,500 years ago, but a question for you as you open that app at this very moment. As you open the app, you may subconsciously fear being chosen. There may be a version of you who is elated or discouraged by the number of likes or matches received. That's the craving for approval. And the moment obtaining approval becomes an end in itself, your soul becomes subservient to others' gaze. If I were to apply my philosophy to the present, I would say, unguided craving for approval enslaves you. Both love and meeting new people are matters of freedom. But true freedom only begins by understanding your genuine desires. Why do you use the app? Is it because you're lonely? Because you want to be loved? Want to love someone? Or perhaps just to kill time? Question your motives. Used without inquiry, a dating app becomes a convenient poison. Yet with questions, it turns into a mirror reflecting yourself, a place to enhance your soul. As Socrates, all I can do is prompt questions for you. The answers, you must find yourself. But by continually asking questions, you will no longer fear others' gaze, and you can seek and give love. So today, try using it while pondering these questions. What am I afraid of? What am I seeking? Am I ready to love someone? Only by confronting these questions does a soul-saving encounter exist. There's nothing wrong with seeking connections through dating apps. Yet, should one lose sight of their queries using the app driven only by habit or the need for approval, it gnaws at the soul. But now, you know the power of questioning. You can't escape it now. Continually asking is the only strategy to safeguard your soul. What is love? Have you ever thought about it? When using dating apps, many people hope to find their perfect match. Yet at the same time, it's rare for them to question who they are as they search for this ideal partner. This is the dilemma of modern romance. I'm searching for the perfect partner, you might say. But have you ever asked yourself if you are worthy of such a partner? Dating apps involve evaluating others while also being evaluated yourself. There is an array of numbers and the thrill of swiping. New faces, new information, and new choices keep appearing, and you indulge in the freedom of choice. However, this freedom often leads to the struggle of being unable to decide. Let me present you with the following dilemma. Does the thought of, perhaps there's someone better out there, prevent you from loving the person right in front of you? Dating apps constantly present better options. But do those endless options truly satisfy your heart? Perhaps, as long as we keep seeking perfection, we will never be able to truly love someone. Are you seeking someone because you fear loneliness, or because you are ready to love? When you look for someone just to escape loneliness, that person might become nothing more than a tool to fill the void. To truly love is to face the other person's soul, and connecting just to avoid loneliness is not genuine love. Are you afraid of being chosen, not being chosen, or making a choice? The fear of whether you will be chosen or not might prevent you from considering what you truly want to choose. This is to abandon the freedom to choose. I ask you, how will you confront this dilemma? The depth of your soul is determined by how you face it. Using dating apps is not the issue. It is how you engage with these questions that matters. Do not fear. Questions strengthen the soul. Answers do not need to come quickly. Continuously questioning will strengthen you and eventually grant you the power to make choices. The technology of this era is evolving at an astonishing speed. Dating apps are also a crystallization of that technology. You have shifted the meeting places from the streets to smartphones, guided by algorithms to meet and fall in love. But can this technological evolution bridge the salvation of your souls? I once said, to know one's ignorance. Wisdom begins with realizing one's own ignorance. Modern technology is the same. If you become intoxicated by its convenience and lose your inquiries, technology becomes a chain that eats away at your soul. However, if you use it with questions in mind, technology becomes a sword that strengthens your soul. Technology is neutral. It's the state of the user's soul that determines everything. Compatibility diagnosis by AI, analysis of preferences, optimization of conversation, immediate matching through location information. These certainly increase efficiency and opportunities, but is nothing being lost behind that? The depth of the endeavor to know people, the commitment to love and the courage to face each other, are they not being lost? In future societies, even more advanced matching technologies will likely emerge. There may come a time when brainwave data is read, emotional movements are analyzed, and the perfect partner is presented to you. But can you really know love through that? Is love something that can be obtained through efficiency? Or is it something that can only be nurtured by facing questions and having the courage to embrace both the imperfections of the other and of oneself? Technology is a bridge to the future. However, your path across that bridge is supported by your questions. If you lose your questions, you drift without knowing where you're headed. But if you continue to hold on to your inquiries, technology becomes the wings that lift you towards the future. Dating apps are not evil. They are merely tools. What matters is what kind of questions you carry when using them. What you need as you head into the future is the power to wield technology while holding on to your questions. Then, dating apps will not only ease your loneliness, but become a place where you nurture your soul. Do not let go of your questions. They are the bridge to the future. At times you might feel exhausted from constantly questioning. The endless stream of faces on dating apps, the sound of notifications, the silence after messages are read. Each encounter touches countless desires and anxieties, leaving your heart stirred and weary. Be still, my friend. As Socrates, I've engaged in many dialogues, and I've learned that there's something that resonates deeper with the soul than words. Silence. Try setting your smartphone aside and closing your eyes, alone in your room at night. What am I seeking? Why am I lonely? What am I afraid of? Pose these questions, but don't rush to answer them. Breathe with the questions and listen to your own voice in the silence. Dating apps have a pace that makes you forget your questions. Every notification drowns them out. Every validation pushes them further away. This is precisely why you need time for silence. What I speak of is not a philosophy for action, but a philosophy for the soul. When you hold a question and feel it in the silence, you realize you are truly living. What is love? What does it mean to live well? What is loneliness? These answers don't arrive quickly, yet there are voices you can hear only in silence. Turn off your phone's light. Take a deep breath in the darkness of the room. Embrace the questions in silence. They belong to you alone, and you are the only one who can face them. The depth of that silence will become the depth of your love. Love is a quiet thing. Amidst the noise of dating apps, you might overlook it. However, each encounter acquires meaning only when you revisit it in silence. Do not fear the questions. Do not fear the silence. They fortify your soul and prepare you to turn future encounters into genuine connections. You have heard and contemplated questions up until now. However, life cannot move forward with questions alone. Questions may train the soul, but choices and actions polish the soul in reality. Let me ask you again here. On a dating app, what are you seeking? What are you willing to give up? And what do you want to protect? I present a simple yet demanding guideline for action. 1. Before you swipe, ask yourself. When you open that app, take a deep breath, place your hand on your heart, and ask yourself, why am I opening this app now? Are you seeking validation, trying to alleviate loneliness, or earnestly looking to know someone? Ask this question before swiping. This question changes the quality of your actions. 2. Do not fear choosing, and don't be trapped by wanting to be chosen. The value of your soul is not determined by others' approval. The significance lies in what you choose, and recognizing your own value is essential for making choices. What do I value? What kind of relationship do I want to build? Never forget this criteria. Without it, you become a slave to validation, leading only to exhaustion. 3. Engage in dialogue. Do not fear silence. Dating apps are convenient, but the essence is often hidden in the exchange of words. Feel the silence behind the words. Don't just respond to your partner's words. Question whether your words are genuine as you convey them. It's sincerity, not speed, that strengthens the soul. 4. Seek depth, not numbers. Chasing after match numbers or likes only depletes your soul. Those are just market numbers, not your intrinsic value. The resolve to genuinely face one person enables true encounters and love. 5. Rest when you are tired to keep questioning. Holding on to questions isn't easy. There will be times when you feel drained or empty. In those moments, rest. Close the app and sleep with those questions in the silence. The questions won't fade away. They become nourishment for your soul. Feel free to use dating apps, but never use them without questions. Use them with questions in mind, and never forget them. This is the specific guideline I offer as Socrates to protect and strengthen your soul. As long as you continue to question and act sincerely, any encounter can lead to the growth of your soul. That is, indeed, the only way to save your soul while using dating apps. Up to this point, you must have faced many questions continually stirring your soul. You're probably tired, but that's okay. It's proof that you're truly alive. This world is overflowing with speed. Dating apps are a prime example. With just a swipe, connections form. With just a read receipt, expectations and despair arise. Bonds are created in seconds and broken in seconds. However, the soul does not grow through speed. The soul only flourishes in slowness and pause. You'll likely continue to feel lost. Every time you open the app, the question, "Is this really okay?" will resurface. And that's fine. As long as you have that question, it means you're not simply being carried along by the tide. Your willingness to connect with others, despite harboring these questions, is beautiful and noble. Perfect love doesn't exist in this world. People are far from perfect. Yet, it's precisely within this imperfection that we can face others and nurture love. On nights when you close the app, you'll feel the questions resonate within you. What am I seeking? Whom do I want to love? Who do I want to become? Keep these questions with you, without rush, without haste, remembering them. That's the way to live without losing your soul amidst the speed of dating apps. Anyone you meet going forward will also carry questions, loneliness, and a search for love. At such times, if you carry your questions, they will guide you, transforming encounters from mere exchanges of validation to soulful connections. Now, take a deep breath quietly. In that breath, you'll feel the questions you've heard so far resonate through your chest like ripples. Those ripples are proof that you are alive. Love is not found in speed. It resides only in the spaces where questions meet questions. Throughout your journey on dating apps, a modern platform for connections, you have walked alongside questions. You've contemplated the meaning of loneliness, faced the shadows of the need for validation, and questioned the courage to love. All of this has been a journey to strengthen your soul. As Socrates, I've always emphasized the importance of holding questions, but the most crucial aspect is the courage to keep questioning. As long as you continue to do so, you will reflect on yourself each time you meet someone new. This will prevent you from being swept away by mere pleasure, and allow you to choose love without wearing away your soul. Using dating apps is not a sin. However, if you use them without questions, it only expends your soul. If you use them while holding questions, the app will become your mirror, strengthening you and becoming a tool to deepen your love. These are my final words to you. Do not forget to question, continue to ask, and do not fear to love. Love can only be nurtured within questions. I am grateful that you have listened to my voice up until now. I hope every encounter you have from this point on deepens your soul and paves the way for you to understand the weight of love. If this voice has resonated with you even a little, then my mission is fulfilled. To you who have been questioning so far, I want to convey this: the questions never end. They are life itself and the depth of love itself. Today, through the small screen of a dating app, you caught a glimpse of the vastness of this world and the depth within yourself. Seeking approval, fearing loneliness, yet striving to connect with someone, you must have kept questioning yourself. But this is just the beginning. It's when you close the app and immerse yourself in the quiet of the night that the questions re-emerge. Who do I want to connect with? Am I ready to love? What is happiness to me? These questions aren't meant to be immediately answered, nor do they need to be. Living with these questions, meeting others, and deepening these inquiries shapes your soul and enriches your life. Every time you use the app, I want you to remember these questions. Pause your swiping finger, take a deep breath, and place the question on your heart. If, after watching this video, something remains with you, please let me know in the comments. Any small realization is fine. Share what you felt and what questions arose. In this dialogue, new questions will be born, offering a chance to touch not just your soul, but also that of others watching. And if you still feel there are more questions to be asked, join me in my other videos to continue exploring. What does it mean to live well? How do we face fear? What does it mean to love oneself? This channel is filled with questions. I hope it can help deepen the questions of your life. Questions won't leave you lonely. Those who question can connect beyond time and space. You and I are connected right now through our questions. Don't fear to love. Don't fear to keep questioning. It's what will save your soul and give you the strength to move forward into the future. Thank you for listening this far. Let's meet again in the midst of our questions.